Pink and Anas, Benji Fishy, and Mr. Savage. Despite very different playstyles, they both made it to the finals over the weekend. Let's break down who they are and how they got here. With this chapter being a completely different map and loot pool, you have to take the time to learn the new meta. Across the different regions, we've seen some of the biggest names in the world underperform this weekend in the FNCS qualifiers. This is mainly due to a lack of time committed to learning this new format and meta. Pink and Anas, however, took a different approach. From the start, they brought on Coach, Blood X, and Mental Coach, always Poppy, to help them prepare for FNCS. This allowed them to get ahead of the curve here in the meta. They were scrimming, VOD reviewing, and learning every single detail they could about this season. So it's no surprise they placed 3rd place in the first Cash Cup of the season. Now to contrast this, Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy took a break at the start of the season to travel. This led them to having a rocky few Cash Cups upon their return. However, once they committed to putting in that work, they also placed 3rd in a duo Cash Cup. Their version of practice this season, however, is a bit different. They've just been playing Arena. Mr. Savage has been streaming 6 to 8 hours a day since his return, and it's clearly got him in top form. This has led to nearly every fight being a highlight reel moment for him. Now that we've given you an idea of what got them here, let's have Adam and Clay break down what they were able to accomplish during the qualifiers.
The analytical and calculated playstyle of Pink and Anas leans them in the favour of consistent placement and victory royales, whereas the aggressive and mechanical playstyle of Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage reflects in them being more elimination heavy, meaning both teams had a drastically different qualifier 1. With their confident W key playstyle, Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage won the first round of the qualifiers. However, going against higher skilled players in round 2, this constantly put them into bad positions and ultimately led them to miss the qualification threshold for round 3. On the flip side, Pink and Anas scraped by in the aggressive round 1, placing 370th, but cruised through to the 3rd round with their consistent playstyle. In set lobbies like this, they will nearly always win 1 or 2 games by taking height later in the second moving zones. But with the dominant height team in the lobby like Queasy and Hen, this strategy resulted in a lot of endgames cut off early. Despite a huge 11 elimination 7th in the final game, they failed to make the top 8 cutoff to qualify through to the finals. So, both teams failed to punch their ticket straight to the finals in qualifier 1, so back to the drawing board they went.
Come qualifier number 2, both teams make it into round number 3 without any difficulty. With a top 8 qualifying them for finals where all the prize money is, it's all to play for. Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage dropped Tilted Towers, with only Kensel and Deceptos to contest them.
Pink and Anas dropped to the Llama split around Covert Cavern, which we won't call Pink Hills regardless of how hard he tries.
Game number 1 was a perfect example of the dynamic chemistry between Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy. They started the moving zones in a good, but not optimal material situation. But the way they play in the endgame negates all of this. Savage leads while Benji follows, almost like a shadow. His crosshair put it in the same direction as Savage's. Every shot, every elimination is a 2v1 situation in their favor. The game ends with them racking up 10 eliminations and the first victory royale of the day.
Game 2, their less aggressive counterparts are in the limelight, where Pink and Anas get ahead of the zone and are easily able to retake and claim the high ground. From then on out, it's a clinical height hold with a zone pullback that suffocates the players down below through Chonka Speedway and straight into their crosshairs. In classic Pink and Anas fashion, when they're on point, they have to win 2 games in a set lobby, and this qualifier was no different. They started the game off by third party in Covert Cavern and easily picking up 2 eliminations and all the loot they could ever want. In the exact same fashion as the previous game, they used the chili chug splashes they got from their llama drop spot and crank at the front side of zone, claiming a free high ground. Pink goes down to the up-and-comer Flixie, but the veteran Anas returns the favour whilst Flixie decides to take a casual drive in a 1v1v1 situation, winning back-to-back games.
In Game 4, Benji Fishy is ultimately picked up in the first moving zone, going down in 25th place. However, Mr. Savage is left to solo clutch. When I say watching Mr. Savage is a highlight reel, I mean it, as he repeatedly fragged out by himself. On 2 different occasions hitting the spiderwebs on the map and utilizing the Spider-Man's web shooters to bring himself back into a reasonable layer. Mr. Savage clutched from 25th till 5th place, netting his team a crucial 29 points.
Game 5 seems to be another win for Pink Ananas as they're yet again on the high ground in a commanding position. But down below, Kiriachi and Stormy Wright noticed them only using wood and C and Easy spray down, ending this run and winning the game for themselves.
By the time Game 6 starts, both of these teams have guaranteed the qualification for finals, so they ensure to wipe out any contested teams in their draw spot and try to secure it for themselves. And of course, with a little emoting on top.
With this incredible start to this FNCS, we can't wait to see the action continue to unfold in the semifinals. Until next time, we'll see you on the battle bus. Beep beep!